All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and start our lecture on Chapter 7, Administrative Software. What are some types of educational software? Well, one type is administrative software. This software is used by teachers to perform administrative, professional, and management tasks. Now, this software consists of productivity or classroom management software. And then we've got academic software. This is software used by teachers and learners in the teaching and learning process. So under like your administrative software, you may have some kind of program within your district or that your school uses, like Banner or some other kind of program. One we used in high school was called OCED, which was used to keep grades and do attendance and all that other stuff. And so there's that kind of software that helps you run a classroom or run a school. And also productivity software would be like your Microsoft suite of word processing, spreadsheet, database programs like Access, PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. But then your academic software might be some software that is specific to your particular field of study. You may have DVDs of all kinds of videos or instructional kinds of things for students. I know like most of your textbooks will have some kind of bundled CD or DVD with student stuff on it. Or else you can download that yourself off of the internet, but it's used to help you make tests, help you teach like the PowerPoint presentations and things like that. Now, your software might be commercial, off-the-shelf software that you and I would buy, or if we have the resources, it could be custom created for a school or district. Programmers would come in, or else some vendor with the software would come in with a team that would go out there and customize that software to your specific needs. For the LCTCS, a Banner team came in and pretty much programmed Banner and customized it to our needs there. Now, you can also have freeware, which is software that programmers have believed that we shouldn't have to pay for, that we can get for free. Don't have to pay for it. Then we've got shareware, which is available to evaluate for a limited time, or features may be restricted unless purchased. And so what will happen is that a software vendor will give you a shareware version where you'll have some limited functionality if you want to use it for free, or else you can download a trial period, like 30 days, 60 days, whatever it's going to be, and try it out with its full capabilities. But then after that particular time period, then you are going to be locked out, or else you will have to purchase the full-blown software to be able to get it and to use it anymore. So there's a lot of that out there. Now, some other possible costs other than the actual software costs can include an upgrade of machines to run the software. We got to have hardware and we got to have software for computers to run. And if the software gets upgraded and your hardware lags behind, you're going to have some software that you can't run. And it's just a constant process of trying to keep up with the updates that software vendors come up with. You also have the installation and maintenance of the software. Let's face it, software will lock up and give us issues. There may be some bugs in the software, and so we'll need technical support, but yet we will have to have somebody install that software unless we can do it ourselves, and then maintain it, make sure that the upgrades get put in, make sure that it's very stable and will work. And then the time and the labor to learn the software and then use it. That, to me, is one of the major considerations. Now, obviously, it may not have we may not have a dollar sign on time, but believe me, if we're sitting down and trying to learn some software, we're not going to be productive. In other areas, we've got to sit down and work with this software. And then the labor, you and I may be given training. Obviously, that doesn't come free in many cases. And so what you have to do is budget so much to bring some experts in, get some lab space to have teachers sit down and then be able to work hands-on with some of this software so that they can get up to speed very, very quickly. So we all want to review software carefully before selecting it. We got to know what our hardware capabilities are, and then select the software that we can both afford and also use. Now, software that assists in completing tasks usually includes some type of word processing software, spreadsheet, database management, presentation software. We can purchase these components, these applications, either individually or in a suite. And that's how most software comes bundled today, is in a suite. Now, you can go to Home Depot, Office Depot, Office Max, or Best Buy, and you can purchase Word, you can purchase Excel, you can purchase Outlook individually, and pay for it like that. But yet, more often than not, you'll buy the suite of software and hopefully save a little money by just getting the whole bundle rather than buying each piece separately. Now, districts will typically buy site license to allow software to be used on all the machines in a district. Software manufacturers are more than willing to work with a site license type of situation. That's what we have at SLCC. Our IT people have contracted with Microsoft, and they have a site license for so much per year for basically unlimited use of the Office 2013 software. And so that will allow us, and I've loaded a number of machines with Office 2013, and slowly but surely we'll probably all upgrade in the next year or two to the newest version of Office. But normally, by the time we get uploaded, ready to go, Office 2014, Office 2015 will probably be out. So it's like a never-ending process of getting site licenses. It's just a cost that is reoccurring. They'll also provide the software to teachers via a network. Many networks are school systems are networked, both on site and then interconnected site to site. So all that software can be on a server, and then all you've got to do is download it or install it off the network. Teachers often adapt productivity software for other educational purposes, so we're pretty creative in what we do. And so we'll take like word processing software, which is most commonly used software. We will create, edit, and print documents with that software. And most word processing programs will provide desktop publishing capabilities, being able to lay out documents, add and edit graphics, create web content and pages. When it comes to document preparation and editing, you'll be able to edit your text by inserting, selecting, enhancing, and deleting text. One of the greatest inventions to me of the 20th century is word wrap and formatting capabilities so that you know exactly what your page is going to look like, and to conform to some various standards of reporting. And I guess the second greatest invention of the 20th century was your spell check and grammar tools, like thesauruses and list of synonyms, antonyms, and things like that. And you can add graphics or images to your document to illustrate things. And you can arrange the layout of text and graphic elements. So once you have it all there, you can then mix and match and place things where they need to be the most effective. So that your readers will first of all want to read your document, and also find it very visually pleasing to them. Then you can copy, cut, paste, drag, and undo various edits. Now, when it comes to desktop publishing, you get your what is called WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get displays. Most desktop publishing software will have the capabilities that what you're seeing on that screen is exactly what your document is going to look like when it's printed. And so any changes that you make there and edits that you make, you automatically see what that's going to look like to the finished product, which is a great thing, because many times you'll make changes to a document, and when you print it, you'll say, whoa, wait a minute, this didn't look right. And so there may be some hidden codes and hidden formatting that didn't get erased. And so with the WYSIWYG interface that most desktop publishing software will have, you will make changes and you will see that those changes reflected real time and in accordance to how it's going to be printed. Now, most desktop publishing software will also have very advanced graphics and clip art capabilities that you can add them, manipulate them, do all kinds of things with them. And you can organize your data and display using table and column features, like if you're doing a brochure or something like that, or a newsletter, where you can set columns to save paper and save space. It gives you that capability. And finally, what's nice is the auto formatting capabilities that you've got to kind of set your format and set your style right off the bat. You just select it, maybe select a style that would look good for maybe a brochure or something like that, and then once you've got it, it's sort of in the form of a template, and all you got to do is just modify it to meet your particular needs. And then, of course, you can archive or save your documents and print a hard copy of it. And there's a couple of little graphics of some template that are generic to Word. And like we said about templates, they'll include templates of ready-made document styles. You and I don't have to, come up with something brand new every time. We're talking about documents. There's just hundreds and hundreds and thousands of templates out there that we can find something that would be close to what we're needing, and then once we find it, we can modify it with very, very little trouble to meet our needs. And then what's nice to have with a lot of our up-to-date software are the wizards. They often include automated features to build a customized document where we just answer some questions in the wizard, and then the wizard will take those answers and then format the document and set the parameters accordingly. Now, spreadsheets are wonderful applications to organize, input, edit, and calculate and chart numeric data. If you and I got some numbers that we need crunched, spreadsheets are the way to go. They are very accurate, powerful, and versatile. There's all kinds of applications that we can make use of with these spreadsheet programs. And then we can also organize data and reports to be able to read and print very, very easily from these spreadsheet programs. And then functions or built-in formulas are included for us. Excel has hundreds of them that we can use to calculate data. And these formulas are for user-desired calculations, can be easily input. And so if we want to input or to also change some numbers and see what those changes will be reflected in our totals, it's not a problem to do. Because once the formula is set, all we got to do is just manipulate the data or update it. Because certainly we want the most accurate data that we can get. Now, what spreadsheets like Excel will help you conduct some what if analyses. They can be used to compare possible outcomes. And so if we've got some variable data, some information or financial information or whatever it is that we'd like to see what might be the worst case scenario versus the best case scenario. And so we can change some values to see what the final numbers would look like, to be able to make some decisions. And hopefully informed decisions, not just some wild guesses. We can build charts, visual representations of that data. But once the data is in, we can do all kinds of stuff to illustrate it. And just like word processors, there's a bunch of templates out there that you and I can use and maybe modify depending upon our skill in the spreadsheet program to get the job done. Then we've got macros, which are used to facilitate complex worksheet processes. These macros are actually like little programs that you and I can build that will automatically calculate things or automatically perform commands that we don't have to sit there and type all kinds of stuff. We can build a macro and then initialize the macro, and our program will run. How do teachers use spreadsheets? Well, I think the first thing would be grade books. That was my first experience with the spreadsheet. I created a grade book for me. And until we started using Joule, and it's got its own basic grade book. Excel was my choice, and also Lotus 1-2-3 when it was popular. Did it all the time, and look, very simple thing to set up. Now, you can also help to maintain your school, department, or club budget. Spreadsheet programs work very, very well with financial data. And then you can obviously create your charts and visuals if you so desire. And maintain stock portfolios, analysis of experiment data, and graph data. So if you're doing any kind of research, or if you're into to the stock market, or you need some graphs for some kind of report, that's what this software is designed to do for you. Then we've got our database management systems. Databases can create files to contain data, update and edit the information, and retrieve targeted data. Any information that you need to put into a computer, database is the way to do it. You can create and use a data hierarchy like fields, records, files, and databases. Fields is like the kind of data that you're looking for, like let's say like demographic data. You want name, maybe first name, last name, middle initial. That would be kind of a field, and then they would fill in those fields. Address, city, state, zip code. Those would all be fields there. And then so your records would be like one person's record, where you've put in their first name, last name, middle initial, got their mailing or street address, and then you have the city, state, zip code located there. And so that would be one record, and you may have hundreds and thousands of records. And then you can save that as a file, and then you can also link those databases together. You can conduct queries and create customizable reports. And so if you need a list of student names, or else y'all are generating some kind of mailing list to do a mail out, then take those names, addresses from the database, do a report, and you can print those things. And then of course you can archive your files for future use or updating. And let's face it, data always changes. And so we need to maintain and keep that database up to speed, so it's accurate. Now, how can we use database management systems in our classroom? We'll certainly keep track of our inventory. We all have equipment and supplies. That database will keep us up to speed on what's in our labs. Create and maintain student information. Banner, which is our student information database, is just a gigantic program. It's web-based, but still, all the data that's out there is just terabytes in size, and growing. And that information constantly changes, so it has to be maintained. Mailing list, like I mentioned a while ago, you're trying to get the word out about your school and programs. Like once a year, we do a mass mailing to all the high school seniors in Acadia Parish, whether private, parochial, or public. So we're looking at probably about 2,000 students. And so the schools provide us a database and access form. Our secretary takes that database and then buys a few packs of mailing labels and starts printing them out, so we can mail those letters to those parents and students. Then you kind of create student activities such as create and maintain records for a science class. So certainly you and I shouldn't be the only ones using these databases. We got all kinds of opportunities for students to be able to get practice with them, and develop community data for social studies, or make a class practice test database. There's all kinds of things that we could do to help them learn how to use this software. And then, of course, we got presentation software. And let's face it, without PowerPoint, you and I wouldn't be going through this right now. But it helps to create, organize, and enhance the delivery of content. I don't know what I'd do without PowerPoint slides. It just really helps whenever you lecture. Slides are created to present information in effective and logical order. So you create your PowerPoints following the logical sequence of your lesson, so students can see, write down what's being said. Slides may contain text, graphics, sounds, animation, hyperlinks, and/or videos. So you and I aren't limited about what you and I can put on a slide. We're really just limited by our imagination. Your presentations can also be printed out as audience handouts or transparency. So I've been to many presentations at conferences where the presenter will go through the presentation, PowerPoint slide, but also give us hard copies of the presentation to kind of follow along. And also many times they'll have them laid out on pages with some little lines to the side of every slide, so we can write down notes or questions to present at the end of the presentation. But your templates make professional looking presentations easy to create. You and I don't have to be a graphic artist to be able to make some very impressive presentations. PowerPoint and other programs like it just are so easy to use and so intuitive that there's no excuse for us not to use them. Other features and elements can be added for interest and to support information transfer. It's all about getting the information to our students, and so they understand it. And anything visual will certainly help to enhance their capability to learn. Here's some features. Multimedia elements can be added to the slides, sound, videos, animations, all that good stuff. There are just tons of libraries of clip art, sounds, and other multimedia materials just waiting for us. It has hypermedia capability. We can customize it to be able to have it like playing and just playing over and over again for like a kiosk. Every now and then we'll go do presentations. I'll go to career days at high schools around the parish, and so I've got a PowerPoint presentation on a laptop that the teachers or whoever's going to go to the career day can bring the laptop and play that PowerPoint, and all it does is got sound, it's got action in it, and it just constantly loops. Students should just walk by, take a look at it, take a listen, and then ask some questions. And so it doesn't demand any kind of attention on the part of the teacher or the person that's there. All they have to do is turn it on, initialize it, and it runs by itself. Presentation software obviously can support direct instruction. You and I can use it with our lectures like I'm doing right here. Students can also create presentations. I teach a class from time to time called Business Communications. One of the projects my students have to do is to create a PowerPoint presentation. And I'm very impressed by the capabilities that these students have even some that have never used the software before, how just within a few days, literally a few hours, they've got a good grasp of how to use PowerPoint and make some very nice presentations. Obviously, if we want to do any kind of PR, we can do some school presentations. We can create academic activities such as book reports and projects. That is a wonderful way for us to be able to uh, show information rather than having a book or a printout. We'll have a PowerPoint presentation. And so integrated productivity packages contain a blended form of common types of application software. So each productivity tool is present. Some features found in standalone packages are not as robust or omitted. You don't always expect that you're going to get the exact level of capabilities within the software, whether you buy a single package or it bundled in a suite. You just need to kind of read and understand whenever you purchase the software what comes with it. Normally, integrated software is usually offered at a lower price than individual software, so you can see some cost savings whenever you bundle. Now, school class management software. This helps educators accomplish classroom and school administrative tasks like attendance, keeping grade books, putting together seating charts, portfolio assessments, and then one major one from the secondary level, your IEP generators. I have a baby sister that just retired after 30 years in the elementary school setting, and her IEP software was very impressive. Saved her a whole lot of time as she would set that up. In evaluating your management software, you need careful evaluation of all the aspects from ease of use to effectiveness is important. If your software is too complicated to use, people aren't going to use it. And let's not assume everybody has the same level of computer savvy as everybody else. And so you want your software to be easy to use by everyone. And then evaluate it as to how effective it is in getting the job done. And so it's just a balancing act. What you can afford, what you can use, and what it can do. There's sometimes never a perfect match for all of those. You just have to kind of find a balance there. Your cost can range from low, like freeware or shareware, to high, millions of dollars, and are an important part of the total cost and your budget. You want to check for the adequacy of current software systems. Make sure that your hardware is up to speed and can handle the software. You need to look at acquisition, installation, and support. What process do you have to go to do to get the software and then have it installed? Will you be able to do it internally, or will you have to hire someone to install it for you? And then what about support? If you have problems, do you have somebody that you can call 24/7 and get some help? And then finally, very, very, very important thing, training it to prepare the staff to use it. Too many times this gets undone, and you have people that have this software and they don't know how to use it. I don't think I'd be lying or else putting out some information that maybe I shouldn't, airing kind of like our dirty laundry for the LCTCS, but I think one perfect example of this for training dealt with our banner training. And I just want to tell you right now, I thought that our banner training was woefully inadequate uh, to get us prepared to use that software. Yes, they had training videos. Yes, they had uh, workshops and so forth, but yet many times many of my colleagues and myself were in labs that got overwhelmed and the software would lock up. That to me is a warning sign. If 20 instructors are trying to get into that software at one time and it's overwhelming the network, what's going to happen when we have students getting ready to register? And we went through a major time when we first began using Banner. Obviously, things have changed. We've become more familiar with it. But yet that first semester was really, really hard on everybody. But you've got to have training for your people. Now, administrative software can make our task easier, certainly keeping track of grades, taking attendance and stuff like that. We don't have to have books all over the place. Keeping track of that. It'll make teachers more productive. We can spend more time teaching rather than all the other administrative things that take up a lot of time and effort. Now, we need to provide input on the best software. Get a lot of different opinions about the software and ask some honest questions and expect some honest answers. Maybe that software is not good for you. Maybe it is. You're going to have some people who may love it, some people who may hate it. Find out why and keep asking questions. Because let's face it, every one of these software vendors wants to sell you that software. They want to make money. And so they may make promises. They may, make their software look like it's the best thing since the invention of sliced bread. But if it's not what you need, if it's not going to get done what you need it to do, you're wasting your money. Although time-consuming, it's important for teachers to be knowledgeable about software options and capabilities. You and I need to have some computer skills. Now, I know some of y'all have contacted me and said that you had some, you weren't that good with computers, and you had some issues. Some of my colleagues here at Acadian haven't been that computer savvy. But you know what? There's some ways around that. At every technical school, we have a course called CPTR 1000 or 1002. Take the course. There are also all kinds of YouTube videos that are instructional videos to show you how computers work and how to use software. Yes, it's going to take some time, but you know what? It's time well invested. Because like that, the more you know, the better decisions you can make concerning software and hardware. And so that will do it for this particular part of the lecture. What I want to do right now is close this. Well, maybe not close it. I want to get on the internet, and I want to show you all a couple of things before we shut it down. we're always looking for deals. I don't know about you, but let's face it, my budget's never like I want it to be, and especially for suites of software. And so let's face it, maybe you can't afford a full-blown package of Office 2010, 2013, whatever it is. But what you can do is look for alternatives. And I want to show you one right now called LibreOffice. I'm going to go ahead and just search for it. LibreOffice. LibreOffice is a full-blown Office suite of software that is free with a capital F. This is the website, and all you have to do is click get it now, and there's your free download. They got a little graph here to kind of show the comparisons here, but yes, it does have a word processor, spreadsheet editor, presentation creator, and a drawing tool, if you're going to do any kind of drawings there. Well, is it maybe as powerful and functional as Microsoft Office? Probably not. But it will do the basic features that you want very, very easily. And you don't have to spend about $150 or $200 on the Microsoft Office, especially if you have a computer lab. You can load that LibreOffice on there for free on every one of those PCs. So this is what the word processor looks like. It's kind of similar to Word. This is the spreadsheet snapshot. I've tried their presentation software. It's pretty lame. Doesn't have a whole lot of capability in it, but in a pinch, it would work. Diagramming and charting tools, you can kind of do a little word processing with that, but this is it. It's free. So take a look at it. Now, let me go back to MSN, and there's another program out there called OpenOffice. There it is. It does very much the same thing. And so it has a word processor, it has a spreadsheet database program built into it, and so they call it Writer for the word processor, Calc for the spreadsheet, Impress does the PowerPoint stuff. They have the draw capabilities, the database called Base. But one thing that I'm very, very impressed with OpenOffice is its math equation editor. They have probably the best one that's out there right now. If you're a math teacher or know of a math teacher that needs to kind of create equations for tests or things like that, this is a very, very nice equation editor. And so I'd say download it just for the equation editor. In fact, that's what I've done at school when I was making math tests out. So I was very, very impressed with this. It had some symbols in it when I taught a pharmacology course that I couldn't find in any other database. So I highly recommend this one for you. I've got LibreOffice on a laptop at school. It's nice. got no complaints. But this will get it done for free, people. And so if you have any questions, feel free to message me or email me. And maybe you have and have heard of some that maybe I haven't. So let's share some information, because let's face it, budgets are tight right now, and anything we can do to kind of stretch that budget, especially with free stuff, is a great thing. So with that, I'll go ahead and end our lecture for Chapter 7.